Hi folks, it's Jim from New Hampshire Card Hunters, and we're back with another brand new video for you tonight. We've been gone for a little while, but things get in the way, but we're back at you now. We're going to be doing 7 of these 2021 Series 2 hanger boxes. Now, as many of you know, the rookie class in here is pretty decent, and we'll go over that in a minute. But what we'll do is we'll open up 4 of these on the front end in our first segment, and then we're going to go into what's on the docket, where we'll be talking about the baseball salary cap, and we'll see if the owners and the players are going to actually get into one not this year, but in 2026. So we'll be talking about that, and then we'll do the final 3 hangers on the back end of the break. So before we get going, I'd like to welcome in our First Lady of Baseball, Michelle. She'll be with us here on our adventures through 2021 Series 2. And we'll take a quick look here. Now, you know what? We're not going to take a quick look. We're just going to get right into it here. So, but there are a number of fun things to be looking for, and among them is the rookie class. Hang on a second here. Okay. We'll be looking for the rookie class. We've got guys like Garrett Crochet in there. We've got some other big names, Alec Boehm and so on. So should be fun. Should be a pretty good time. Let's.
While Jim's breaking in, just want to do a nod to all those people that have lost loved ones out there in that fiery plane crash. And heart goes out to one and all. And just before we came downstairs, another little plane this time crashed outside of Philly. So heart goes out to all that have lost loved ones.
Yeah, it really is terrible, and we feel awful for all the family members and those that were lost on the plane. It's a terrible thing, and we're just heartbroken about it. Yes,
and the controllers. I mean, they're suffering too. They cannot be in a good place.
No.
So.
All right, let's get this thing set up here. I'm going to drop my camera down a little bit so we can have a little bit better action there. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Not so bad, I don't think. Just adjust it. So each of these boxes is 67 cards, and there are, before I get into this, let's just take a quick look here. Put this over here for a second.
What are we looking for, Dad?
Well, we're looking for, let's see here. We've got 67 cards here. I gotta bring this up a little bit. Jeez. All right, hang with me, folks. Okay, let's put this back. All right, so we got 67 cards here, and we'll be looking for the Royal Blues. As you can see right there, 2 exclusive Royal Blue parallel cards inside, so we'll be looking for those as well, plus all the rookie class. You've got the Mickey Mantle short print, super short print in here, so that'll be fun to look for, as well as, like I said, we've got Crochet, Garrett Crochet is in there. We've got Alec Boehm and so on. So it should be able to pull some decent stuff out here. Hopefully we'll get a few autographs, or 1 or 2 autographs, and maybe a relic. We'll see. So there you have it there.
All right.
Here we go.
Let's go.
All right, first card, right out of the chute, Trevor Bauer. Upside down on the ground.
Flop.
Here we go. And we got Luis Garcia. And let's see here. Now, most of the good stuff will be right in the middle, I believe. Jordan Weems, Jeffers, Postal. Let's move this up here, a little bit over here. Here we go. Martian. See what we're going to see here. Gregorius, Mike Sorokas, and Zach Eflin. They're a little bit tough to read, so
Yeah.
Arroyo and Jose Abreu's there. Let's spin them around again. And Fraley, Carrasco, and Jose Martinez. Let's keep spinning, spinning, spinning. Here we go. We're getting so they're in the middle, not at the end.
Spinning wheel.
Key Brian Hayes. Let's see, Framber Valdez, and Dustin May, Dodger great. Daniel Bard, we talked about him. And then we've got Ken Giles, Josh Naylor. Closing in on the middle here, we'll see what we're going to get. John Leclerc, Tucker Barnhart, and there's Tyler Glass now. That's a nice one. Let's spin this mic over here a little bit so you can hear me a little better. And then we got Scott Kingery, and here's the middle. What we got here? Got the 70 years of Topps, and that's Javier Baez. It's a nice looking card. That's the 56 design. Yep.
Nice signature.
Yep, pretty nice there. Let's see what we got next. And we've got Christian Yelich, All-Star.
Now is that auto of
That's just a
it's just
facsimile.
facsimile, it's not a real auto,
Yeah,
right?
no, not a real one. No. But there's Yelich, and then we've got Sixto Sanchez from the 65s, and Ian Anderson, Eloy Jimenez, Fernando Tatis, and here's one of the two blues. Well, maybe we're not going to get two blues, but we got one blue anyway, and that's Peralta. So that's a decent one. That's one of the blue inserts, retail. And then we're going through the rest of these. We got Betances and Dickerson, Chaz Chisholm, rookie. So there's one of the major rookies right there. Yeah, we'll set him aside. And Corbin Burns, who just changed uniforms, he'll be going to Arizona. And then we got let's see, Basabe and Avila, and there's Garrett Crochet right there. Speak of the devil, we were just talking about him a minute ago. And the Red Sox, that's one of the Red Sox big moves of the offseason right here as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
And he should be a whirlwind in Boston for us, so we're hoping to see some big things out of him.
Fingers
And
crossed.
along with Bueller and the rest of that staff, including Bayo and others. Yeah, we've got about 5-6 guys there. Should be pretty good. What else we got here? We got Kyle Hendricks, who just signed with not Oakland, but can't remember. Oh, the Angels. And then Dickerson and Dwight Smith Jr., Jackie Bradley Jr., and Lamette, Jose Iglesias. Spin him around. And we got Jason Castro, Adam Duvall, Jacob Stallings, Justin Upton, Mike Talkman, Devin Williams, Jordan Montgomery, and we got some landscape cards here. We've got Florio and Montero, Eddie Rosario, and some team poses here with the Braves first, with Acuna and company. And Hanser Alberto, home run handoff. Looks like a little Yankee action with Giancarlo Stanton. And let's see, what we got? James Karinchuk. And, yeah. And Ryan Weathers, Craig
Mr.
Kimbrell.
Kimbrell.
Yeah, with the car. And finally, the last card here is Heaney. All right, so there's one in the books. Number 2 on the way. Folks, we'd like to welcome everybody in. Hope you're doing okay. Hope everything's going fine for you. It's snowing here in good old Maine, southern Maine. So they're talking 3 to 5. So we'll see if that comes to pass. But
We're in a deficit, so we could use some snow. I mean, depending on if you like it or not, you know, I'm just saying, we're down a lot of inches. We usually have more snow than this.
Yeah, we're really down this year. All right, number 2 coming along. Here we go. Diving in. Let's get after it.
And don't forget, folks, leave a comment saying that you want to get in the running here.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute because I've got a couple things I want to say about that, but we'll get there soon enough. Folks, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, hit that notification button. Love to have you along for everyone as we post new content here. All right, here we go. Starting off, number 2, Josh Naylor. 1 card, turn around. Leclerc. And let's see here. Tom Barnhart, Tyler Glasnow, Greg Holland, Zach Gallen. That's a good one. Gallen's a top-line pitcher for the Diamondbacks. Ryan Braun. Wow. Must have been his last year. Trevor Rogers, Michael Pineda. And we got Anoli Paredes and Anthony Rendon and another Garrett Crochet. Look at that, folks. 2 for 2 right there. Boy, bammo.
I'll take it.
Yep. Kyle Hendricks again. So this is the same correlation as we've seen some of these before. Markakis, Newman, and Carson Kelly. Spin them around. Heading to the middle. Good stuff's coming. Hang in there. JT Realmuto and CJ Cron. Victor Robles. Lance McCullers. And we've got Billy Hamilton, Austin Barnes, Mike Brousseau, Pablo Lopez, Josh Fleming, Ben Gamble. And here we go. Looks like a goal is going to be coming right up here for us. We got Medina. And our first gold right here is Kendall Graveman. Not bad. Nice little shot of Kendall here. Looks like we got a cut card here. Die cut. Frank Robinson. Beautiful card right there. Like that. It's a nice one. Set that aside. And we got good old Mike Trout. Hoping for a big year. Hoping for a bounce back year. He's had a couple of down years. 2, 3 or so. But we'll see what he does this year, huh, Michelle?
Yeah.
Jesus
Good guy, good player.
Oh, yeah. Here come the 65s. Jesus Lozado. Yadier Molina. Bo Bichette. Aaron Judge. It's a good shot, Aaron.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looks like he hit one out, maybe, huh? The bat's flying. The bat's flying. He's looking down the line. Looks like it's gone to me, but I could be wrong about that. All right, now we got some landscape cards here. Baseball is fun, and that is the Rays. And then we got Drew Rasmussen. Let's see here. Corey Kluber. 2-time Cy Young Award winner, something like that.
Yep.
He's got 1 or 2. I know that. I know he's got at least 1. And then the Red Sox celebration. And Rio Ruiz.
That was the one where we were trying to figure out who was in the laundry cart, right?
Yeah, that was. I think that's the ex-catcher.
Yep. The name almost came to me.
Right.
But
Oh yeah.
it keeps doing that. It almost comes to me.
Yep.
Sorry.
Next, that's all right. Next up, Antonio Senzatella.
Salsalamakia.
Salsamakia, yeah. I don't think that was him, was it? I don't think so. Tom Hatch, Alex Kirilloff. Now here's a guy right here, folks. Here's a guy that everybody in 2021 was raving about. They said, oh yeah, this guy can't miss. He's the next big thing. He's going to rip it up. He's already had a good rookie season. Where is he now? He's nowhere. Out of baseball. Yeah, he retired. He retired this past fall, I think, or in yeah, it was either. I think it was in this year he retired, 2024. Well, it's 2025 now, but as we're shooting this, it's the 31st of January, 2025. But yeah, Kirilloff. If you go back and look at some of the videos that people were doing in 2021, they said, "Oh, Alex Kirilloff." Wow, you know.
You never know.
Yeah. So there's one example of a guy who had a great start to his career, and now he's out of baseball just 3.5 years later. Jeff Mathis, Carl Edwards. Back to the regular vertical cards here. We got Jonathan Stever and Zach Burby. Yeah, Birdie. Boy, these are hard to read. And then Tucker Davison, Mark Mathias, Jojo Romero. It's a good name. Chris Davis, Tanner Houck, rookie. There's a good one right there.
Yeah.
Another guy who had some good success early, faded out a little bit. Now he's come back into his own. We'll see where he goes from here, but he's part of that rotation along with Bayo and others, like we were talking before with Bueller and Garrett Crochet and who's the guy that came back from Tommy John. Yeah, I'm trying to think of his name. We'll think of it. Speaking of guys that are starting to come on who nobody even looked at, was this guy right here, Brent Rooker. Okay, Brent Rooker threw up some huge numbers. I mean, he was 39 home runs, 100 and I want to say 112 RBIs, hit about 283, I believe, right up there in every category. You know, OPS and so on. This is the guy to keep an eye on right here, because he just signed a nice contract extension with Oakland, and I think there are big things ahead for a guy like this, because he's showing all the tools in the toolbox here. So there's another nice rookie of him. And then we got Miguel Yajura, and we got let's see, Jose Mamaleos. Let's not forget Jose. That was his rookie. And yeah, Keston Hira was the and Jonah Heim, rookie. That's another guy too. He's had some good seasons. Take that. Mitch Garver, Andre Scrub, and we've got Ian Henio Suarez, Tyler O'Neill, who's no longer with the Red Sox. He just signed with the Orioles, so he's going to be a nemesis for us. Probably going to hit about 10 home runs against us, right? Edwin Encarnacion, Dakota Hudson, and Christian Vasquez. Final card is Austin Nola. So there's the first two, folks, in the books. Now, as I was, as Michelle was alluding to earlier, yes, what we do here at New Hampshire Card Hunters, and what we've been doing since we started the channel, since day one, is we have made the commitment to give every single card away. Every single card away. No matter if it's an autograph, or a top rookie, or a relic, or a short print card, or a superfractor, whatever we find, we're giving every single thing away. Now all you have to do in order to get in the running for our free giveaways, which is every video, is simply leave a comment, and in that comment put the word drawing in there. And what we are going to do, and we can even do it like when we shoot the next video, before we shoot the next video, or maybe during the next video, we can I can just add it into one of the websites, into the OBS Studio, and then we can just do it at the end of the video, or do it before the start of the video, before we get into the product. Either or, it really doesn't matter. But what we want is, we want 10 comments that have the word drawing in them per video. Only one. Now, if you want to get in all of them, we're only going to take, like, if you put in more than one comment with the word drawing, we're only going to take one of you. So it's one unique comment per video, and then once we get 10 of them, we'll put it into randomizer.org, and we will draw. Let's say we have 500 cards, we'll split them into like 100, and each person will get 100 cards, plus I'll throw a pack or two or something in there, whether it's, you know, older stuff, newer stuff, whatever. But we always throw a couple goodies in there for you too. So, but yeah, so Well, the reason why I'm saying is because we have there's another person that I recently saw that is doing a similar thing. And by the way, you do need to have a PayPal account. And the reason why you have to have a PayPal account is because it'll be our way of being able to send you the cards to get your address. And if you send us one penny for all of the cards, if you're whatever, if it's like I said, if it's 500 cards, maybe we'll do like 100 a piece or 125 a piece for 4, whatever. But we're going to do that, and then you need to have a PayPal account. Send us 1 cent so we can get your address. We'll take care of shipping. We'll take care of everything else. We'll send it right to your door, secured, in good shape. You won't have to worry about it. But yeah, so we saw another guy out there, and I'll talk about it after we get through these. So we got number 3 here. Adam Wainwright leading us off. Yu Darvish, Donovan Solano, Cole Hamels, Brian Reynolds, Cole Calhoun. And we got Robbie Grossman, Corey Seager, Sanchez, Sandy Alcantara, stud. And there's Cabrian Hayes. There's a good rookie right there. He's really hasn't had a great start, but he's been serviceable.
Not yet.
Yep.
He might come in to his own.
Yep. Ken Giles, Naylor. Seen a few of these before. It's a 330 card set here, I believe. Barnhart. Last now again, Polanco, Kramer, Luis Arise. Good one. And we got Andy Young, Fletcher, Jake Lamb, and we've got, let's see, Stephon Crichton, and Aaron Nola. Oh, what we got here?
Ooh.
What do we got here? Here we go, folks. What do we got here? We got a short print. Got a variation. Walker Bueller. Nice. So there's a nice short print of Bueller. That's a good one. Set that aside. Next up, we got a nice rainbow foil of Braxton Garrett. Braxton Garrett, where are you now? And we've got significant statistics. This one is Marcelo Osuna.
Does he have a bat in his hands? Because it don't look like it.
Yeah, yeah.
It does not look like he has a bat in his hands.
What is going on there? There's no bat in his hand.
There's no bat in his hands.
There's no bat there, folks. I don't know what he's doing. Maybe he's like
visualizing.
He's
That's
visual.
what he's doing.
Right. That's it.
That's what he's doing.
That's crazy.
That could be worth something someday.
Wow. Ant down
That's
here.
funny.
Let's see here. We got Ozzie Smith.
Good player.
And then the 65s. Yep. All-Star. We've got, let's see. We've got Sixto Sanchez, Eloy Jimenez, Ian Anderson, and Fernando Tatis. Here comes 2 blues this time. We only got 1 the last time.
Oh, look at that hair.
Yeah. Jordan Weems.
Love the hair.
Blue. And James Paxton. And then
good picture for us.
On the back side we got
Bulldog.
Solak, Anderson, and Marquez, Gorko, and William Contreras. Rookie, that's a good one. He's having a good career. Trevor Story, spin him around. And
that was an interesting card.
What's that?
The
right
Story.
There?
Yeah.
Yeah. Doing the old.
Just the jump over.
Yep. Moving him out of the way. It looks. I'm not sure who that. I don't know if that's Marino going into him or what, but.
Yeah.
Or Perdomo maybe. Yep. Hunryu and Jason Hayward and Austin Slater, Chris Sale. Comeback Player of the Year in 2024.
Yep.
Will Myers. Esteban Flores. We got a few. Landscapers here. And there's Montero. Eddie Rosario. Picture time. Braves. Hanser Alberto. Home run handoff. Yeah, we've seen these. Yeah. And let's see here. Who's it? Who we got here? Yeah, we got Ryan Weathers. Kimbrel. Heaney again. And then we haven't probably seen these, but Keenan Aiken. Stever, Zach Birdie, Tucker Davison, Mark Mathias, Ramiro, Chris Davis, and there's Brent Rooker again. Another one of him. Boy, that's nice. That's good. Take all the Brent Rookers they want to give us. Tanner Houck right behind him. Finally, the last card is Miguel Yajur.
Looks like he's pulling the blind down.
Yep. Now I'm not going to name this person who I saw doing this, but I mentioned it to Michelle, and I found it ironic that this is a person who he's a pretty well known. He's got a lot of subscribers, but he had a bunch of like comments that he was going through from like I want to say 2018 maybe, something like that. And he decided that he was going to do it because he said that there were a lot of people asking him about giveaways, and so so he said, yeah, he says I'm gonna give all these cards away. You know, and there might have been, I don't know, 300-400 cards in a box, and then wasn't really much of anything in there, but he decided that he was going to give it away, and he did the same thing that I was just telling you guys about here, about, you know, having only instead of 10 he did 20 comments, and then he was just gonna pick somebody, and lo and behold, he said, yep, all you gotta do is send me 1 cent, and the only reason I want to do that so I can get your address and send you the cards, and I'll take care of the shipping and everything else. I said,
That sounds familiar.
I wonder where I've heard that before. Now, what I will say is, there were plenty of people that were leaving comments there that wanted those cards. So my comments to everybody out there is, well, folks, he's only giving away comments. We're giving away everything. So what I would say is, if you know anybody out there that might be interested in the cards, stop by, leave a comment.
Yep, head them our way.
You know, and just so you know, I mean, we've been on eBay for going on our 25th year, and so we have an eBay store, and we have a link down below. You can just click on that, and you will find that we deal mostly in high-end stuff, baseball, football, hockey, basketball, and non-sports. And so we've been doing this a long time, and this is just our way of saying, hey, you know, we appreciate all the collectors out there. We want to try to, you know, give you guys a chance to get some good stuff. And personally, I've got so much stuff that, you know, I just rather give it all away and not have to deal with it. And that's not a knock on the product or anything, but I've just got too much, and I want to pare down what I have. So that's our reason for doing it. Plus, we want to help out the collectors. We're happy to help out. We know times are tough. We know they're going to get tougher. So keep that in mind. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your other collectors. Come on over, leave a comment. And like I said, if we have 500 cards or 800 cards or whatever, we'll split it into, equal amounts. So, you know, there'll be, if there's 10, if let's say there's 500 cards or 600 cards, they'll probably give away like 5 different lots. So the odds will be like, you know, what, 1 out of every 2. So I mean, so the odds are pretty good that you're going to get something.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just wanted to get that out there. I'm not going to mention the guy because I don't think it's worth mentioning. But
well, imitation is the highest form of flattery.
Yes, it is. All right, number 4. Here we go. Shane McClanahan. That's a good one right there. Take that. And Hassan Kim. Well, we know what Hassan Kim just signed, right? He just signed.
You're gonna have to remember that one because I can't.
Yeah, Ramirez, Diaz.
Long day at work.
Excuse me, just burped. Had pizza and salad. Mickey Moniak, Jeffries. Spin them around. What do we got here? We got Dominic Smith. We got Woodford and Shane Bieber. That's a good one. He'll be coming back to lead that Indian staff. Coming back from Tommy John. Yandy Diaz. And we got Castellanos, Jordan Hicks, Alex. Yeah, Wainwright, Darvish, Colomé. Let's say Alex Colomé. Solano, Leclerc, Barnhart, Glasnow. Coming up on the goodies, folks. Holland, Gallen, Ryan Braun, Trevor Rogers, Michael Pineda, and let's see here, Paredes. And here we go. Let's put these over here for the moment. See what we got in here. First one is a rainbow foil, and it is Will Myers. Will Myers, no longer in baseball. And a nice 56 right here.
Oh, yeah.
Anthony Rizzo. That's a good one. 70 years of tops.
Yeah.
Good one there. Luke Voigt, 86 tops. Anniversary, 35th. And then we got the 65s again. Andrew McCutcheon, Kutch. And there's Kiloff again. Actually, that's pretty good. That's a better photo than the one where he's getting ready to knock one out of the park, maybe. Verlander, who I think he's signed with somebody.
He just keeps
Robert,
on ticking.
Yep. And then we got the two blues here. And we got Corey Kluber. And secondary, we got Clark Schmidt. And then let's see what else we got the back here. Any other rookies? Move right along. Arise, Andy Young, Fletcher, Jake Lamb, Crichton, Aaron Nola, and Dietrich, Slater, Sale, Myers, and Scott Kingery, Nick Ahmed, Piscotti, and Steven Strasburg. He's no longer in baseball. DJ LeMahieu, Alec Mills, Graveman, and we got a few landscape cards to close this thing out, I think. Garrett Cooper, Smaja, and we got Hold Me Back, Bro, Hold Me Back. Looks like the Orioles are celebrating there before they got to be good. Fish out of the water, literally.
Yeah.
And then we got Kwang Hung Kim, Southside Strength. That's Jimenez is in there probably. I don't know what, I can't tell. It looks like Jimenez and Jan Moncada. And then we got let's see, Stanton, Franmil Reyes, Isan Diaz, and finally the fourth one here is Albert Alzoy. All right.
And just to top off what Jim was talking about with splitting everything up, he splits them out evenly. So, like, let's say we had, 5 or 6 Garrett Crochet. Wow, cannot talk today. It's been a rough one, like I said. That's not, though all 5 of them is not going to go into one package. He splits them up evenly so that, if there's, let's say there's 12 really good cards, each person's going to get 2. And they're going to be random. They won't be 2 of the same in any one package. He takes the time to really split them up nicely.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to split it all up. Like I said, if we've got 2-3 relics and an autograph and a bunch of numbered cards, that type of thing, those will all go into different groups. Each person who gets, let's say, if it was 500 cards and I split them into 4 groups of 125, each person gets 125 cards. But within that 125 cards, we're going to split up all the hits between all 4 of those. So everybody's going to get some interesting cards. Yeah. You might not get if we had one autograph, you might not get the autograph, but you might get a relic. If you don't get the relic, you might get an autograph. If you don't get either of those, you get 2 numbered cards. Something of that nature. But yeah, it'll be as fair as I can make it. And it'll benefit everybody.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's just our way of giving back. That's all. That's why we want to do it. There's no premeditated.
There's no hidden agenda.
There's no agenda at all. No. But anyway, that's the first 4. Now we're going to go into the segment we call What's on the Docket. And tonight we are going to be talking about the possible implementation of a salary cap. Okay? Now, currently, 3 of the sports in baseball, in the major sports, have salary caps. The NFL has a salary cap, the NBA has a salary cap, and the NHL has a salary cap. All three of those NHL sports have salary caps. Okay, baseball has a luxury tax, and a luxury tax is predicated on a team paying a fine if they go over the allotted salary luxury tax limit, which in 2024 was 238 million, I believe. Okay, so because of that, let's say a team goes over that luxury tax limit, and they go over it by 30 million or 40 million, then they get, initially, the first time around, they get hit with a luxury tax, which is then distributed to other teams, other lower market teams. But the problem here is that when you have teams that have no really financial limit, that they can go as high over that luxury cap as they want. And because of that, now we're starting to see a real difference in the haves and the haves not. So we're going to get into this, and you'll be able to follow along with us here as we get rolling. And let's see here. I want to see what we got set up first. Okay, this is good. All right. So we're going to go into studio mode here, and you guys at home will be able to follow along with us as we're doing this. So as you can see right here, we're going into the first article, and that article is the Northern Iowan. And I just highlighted this area right here so all of you could see this. Now, this article was put out on, as you can see, February 13th, 2024. And when you look at what they call attention to what the Dodgers have done here, okay? And I'll just read it for you. The offseason, the need for a salary cap was in full force. On December 9th, two-way superstar Shohei Ohtani signed a historic contract worth $700 million over 10 years with the Los Angeles Dodgers, okay? A week later, they signed Glasnow for a 5-year deal at $136 million right here. A week later, the Dodgers struck again, this time signing Yamamoto to a 12-year, $325 million contract. Now, the Dodgers, on these three players alone, spent over $1.1 billion. Yes, some of it is backloaded. Some of it is deferred. But we're going to get into that too. And then they go on to say, for context, the bottom of the MLB payroll tracker sits Oakland, soon to be Las Vegas. The A's are set to spend $66 million, okay? Only $66 million, whereas the Dodgers just spent $1.1 billion. Now, it goes on to say, and we'll scroll on down, that you know, the money is going to be distributed for Ohtani over, you know, when we took $2 million a year for the 10 years. But the problem gets deeper here, because now you've got teams, again, the haves and the have-nots, that can't physically, the teams like Oakland, the teams like Tampa Bay, the teams like Pittsburgh, and so on, don't have the ability to spend like the Dodgers. And for context purposes, we'll just bring it up right here. When you look at the Dodgers, and we'll highlight this, right, this paragraph right here. The Dodgers aren't the only team in baseball to have with a particularly high payroll. In fact, they aren't even in the top 7. Both New York teams, the Yankees and Mets, hold the league's highest payrolls at $293 million and $285 million. Then the Astros come in third, $253, and so on. So you can see, whereas you look down here at the bottom, you got the Oakland A's at $66 million, Marlins at $84 million, and the Pirates, Rays, and Guardians are the next lowest, averaging from $85 million to $102 million. So you can clearly see that we have a problem here. If Oakland and Pittsburgh and Tampa and Cleveland and other teams, the Reds, for instance, or the Marlins, what have you, can't physically spend. That means they don't have a shot at any of the quote-unquote elite top free agents. And that's a problem. Why is that a problem? Well, because it's a problem because of competitiveness in Major League Baseball. And if you've got, let's say, teams like the Dodgers, and I'll throw the Red Sox in there too to some degree, because, I mean, even though they're our team, you can still be critical of them. But you have the Red Sox, you've got the Mets, you've got the Cubs, you've got the Giants, the Dodgers, and others in there, who are all spending like Yankees. They're all spending like Banshee Warriors. Now the Red Sox not quite as much as everybody else, but even the Red Sox, and yes, when you look at the Soto sweepstakes, the Red Sox are in that, but they never. Being a Red Sox fan and seeing what's gone on in Boston the last 2-3 years, we knew there was no way that they were going to sign him. Most of us felt like it was going to be just a ruse, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, but as you can see right here, this is the bottom group of teams here, and their ability not to be able to spend like everybody else. So, because of that, they're at a real disadvantage here, okay? And the owners, now the players don't want any sort of salary cap at all. Why? Because they feel like it's in their best interest. They want their players to, get as much money as they possibly can. But I will tell you this, that if you had a salary cap, that these guys would still get paid and they would still be able to make the money, the big contracts. But the talent would be spread out more evenly amongst the rest of Major League Baseball. So you can't have super teams like the Dodgers, for instance, or the Yankees, or a Red Sox team, or a Cubs team, or whatever. And what you got to consider here is not just the top players, not just, the guys like Ohtani and Aaron Judge and Juan Soto, but you should also be considering the veteran players who have been in the league a long time, guys maybe at the back end of their career or approaching the back end of their career, who might not garner the attention. And I'll give you 2 examples that are still out there right now that this salary cap, this luxury tax directly affects. And that's Pete Alonso, right, as one, and then the other guy would be Alex Bregman. Those two guys right there are clear examples of a luxury tax that is hurting the players, not helping them. So, now we go to the second article, and in this article, I just want to get down there and go to the area that I want to show you guys. But this gets into it a little bit further. And they talk about solutions, okay, on how to fix this. Now I'm just going to highlight this, and we'll get over there and show you guys what I'm talking about. Okay, let's see here. Okay, all right. Alrighty. All right, so we're going to transition right here. And now, as you can see, this was an article that was put out by the Inquirer on November 27th, 2024. And it goes on to say there are 2 solutions to fixing this luxury tax. 1, eliminate it and implement a hard cap where teams cannot spend over a certain figure like the NFL. Or 2, continue the luxury tax, but with a salary floor and cap, as mentioned, like the NBA. Now, for those of you that don't understand what the salary floor is, let's say the salary cap is $240 million. Now, each team with a cap and floor, they can't be above the $240 million, but they can't be below. Usually, and how the NFL and the NBA do this is they make these teams spend 90%. So they have to be within 10% of the cap. They can't be any lower than that. Why is that important? I'll tell you why it's important. It's because this gets back to what we were just talking about players being able, veteran players being able to get better contracts, to be able to go with, let's say, a team like Miami, or a team like the Reds, or a team like the Pirates. If the owners can't keep the money, all right, which is probably what Oakland's doing, but they also have to, because of the salary cap and floor, they have to spend that money. So any money that gets allotted to them would then have to be used going forward to stay within at least at the 90 percentile, or it depends what MLB wants to do here. They might say you got to be within 95% of the cap. And I know the NFL is a hard cap. You got to be within a certain amount, like you got to be within like 3%, I think, something like that. But anyway, as you can see here, the hard cap is a well-proposed flooring cap, appears to provide more pros and cons. A major benefit of a hard cap, for example, would be to increase revenue sharing among teams. In other words, expanded broadcasting of smaller market teams, which will lead to more revenue. With increased revenue, more money could be distributed to the teams with less money, allowing them to gain ground on big market teams. This would shorten the gap and allow smaller market teams to pay more for players and become more competitive as a result. So,
even the playing field.
So for the people in Minnesota, for the people in Cleveland, for the people in Oakland, for all of those fans that have been complaining over and over and over again, stop this, stop doing this. This right here is a great way to level the playing field, to bring smaller market teams up into a competitive level, and to make owners spend a lot of the money that they're getting from revenue sharing. Now, if I go up here a little bit further, I'm not sure.
And the players are still going to get paid very well.
Of course.
For playing a game.
Of course. You know, and I just want to point this out right here. This is something that I noticed and I want to make you guys aware of. It says, under the current rules, if an NBA team does not reach the floor, it must pay the league the amount of money it is not actively giving the players on its roster. The NBA then redistributes that money to the players on the same team's rosters in the forms of incentives and bonuses. So, in other words, you know, if they don't meet the floor, they're going to get fined anyway, and they're going to have to give it up. So they might as well just give it up now, because that money is going to the players. Now, as a result, this is the important thing to really keep an eye on here. Is the result in mind is in terms of league competition, over 60% of the NBA teams finished at or above 500. Over the past 10 seasons, only 2 seasons have seen that margin reached. I think they were talking about baseball, but they're talking baseball there. But so you can see clearly there that, you know, there are a lot of good things with the salary cap. It's not negative. It's very, very positive. And, you know, people need to understand that just because, you know, the Players Association thinks a salary cap is bad, that's not necessarily true. And it can cut both ways. Now, you might be asking, well, what's in it for the owners? Well, I'm glad you asked that question, because the commissioner, who is currently in charge of Major League Baseball, I'm trying to think of his name, but it's in the next article anyway. He's pitching the idea of taking franchises, let's say major league teams, revenue, TV revenue, and putting it all together. Now, the idea behind this is that as a result of that, let's say the Red Sox, the Yankees, the Dodgers all combine their TV revenue with every team in the league, okay, and then they split it evenly. Now, some teams might not want to vote for a salary cap, i.e. the Dodgers, the Yankees, the Mets, and those teams, the Red Sox even. But if there are teams out there that can see, like, let's say the owners are going to get, might lose out on, let's say they lose out on some of the TV revenues that they would have accrued during the season, but because of a salary cap, they don't have to spend as much on their players because the salary cap is instituted. Then it's a win for major league owners too, for the Yankees, for the Mets, because it makes them, it keeps them from having to spend a lot of money. Now it goes against what you would think, what you would think maybe some owners like the Dodgers might want to do. But for the league as a whole, it makes the league more competitive. It brings teams, the lower market teams up. They can compete to a certain level, maybe not on the same level as the Dodgers or the Red Sox or the Yankees or the Mets, but they can still compete, and they can sign guys long term, okay? So there's that.
We need to level the playing field, and just my humble opinion, but the ridiculous amounts of money that people are getting paid to play sports is crazy. I mean, how much money do you really need? And like Shohei taking just $2 million, listen to me, throwing it around like it's pennies, right?
Right.
Just $2 million a year for the first 10 years?
Yep.
And then getting paid well after he's gone. All that's doing is saying, here, this is disposable money. You can be frivolous with it because you got a bunch coming after you retire. Well, you can do that same thing. I'm a math teacher. You can do that same thing with investing. So do you really need, it's just ego to get that huge contract. It really is. It just feeds the ego. And does that make them a better ball player? Heck no. It doesn't make them a better ball player. It makes them a fat-headed ball player. Not all of them. Some of them stay, like I mentioned earlier, Mike Trout, and how he's a good guy, good player. I would love to see him do well because he hasn't taken on that air. He doesn't have that ego-driven mania.
Yeah.
But they still make ridiculous amounts of money.
Yeah, I mean, we have to do something. I mean, you can't, baseball knows that
you don't want to see the Dodgers and the Yankees every single season, year after year, duking it out.
Right.
Yep. But anyway, that's just my humble opinion.
Of course. I mean,
it's as valuable as yours and everyone out there.
Of course. But I want to get into this final article that we have that I want to make reference to, and you'll see right here. And I was talking about Rob Manfred, the commissioner of Major League Baseball, and he created an economic reform committee, a group of 6 owners dedicated to reviewing 2 issues: the future of local television and club revenue disparities. And it says, by the end of 2025, likely, and I'll just highlight this, likely about 2/3 of the league will have taken a pay cut in rights fees at some point over the last 3 seasons. In response, Manfred wants to radically change how teams share their revenue, pooling all local TV money together while reducing or eliminating what teams share from other streams. Now, why is that important? Again, because when you look at when you look at the cap itself, maybe the teams like the Dodgers aren't necessarily in favor of that. But if they see a lot of extra revenue coming in because you're lifting up all of the other teams in the league, like right here, a cap could be a unifier amongst his owners, something that all 30 could gather behind, even if they wouldn't like the changes otherwise. A political means to an end. The large market teams, in particular, don't want to share more of their valuable TV revenues, but could greatly benefit from a cap. And that's the key here. And that's the key. So, we talk about bringing parity to the league. We talk about, and I wouldn't even call it parity. I would call it more competitiveness to the league. So you don't see the Dodgers in the World Series for 8 years in a row, right? I mean, who wants to see that? Unless you're a Dodgers fan.
Right.
Great. That's wonderful. But nobody else wants to see that. You want to see teams, you want to see a competitive league. You want to see guys that you can get behind and so on. And really, have, an interest in how these teams do. And like I said before, the bottom line here is that it'll help the owners, and it'll help a lot of the, let's say, it's not going to really make a difference for what I would call, your elite players. They're going to get their money, all right? That's a fact. But the guys like Pete Alonso, the guys like, who was I just talking about there? Alonso and the other guy, right, Bregman. Those guys are going to get paid too, and they should to a certain degree. But right now, if you're Oakland, you can't afford them, right? So only so many teams can afford to give Alonso and Bregman a good contract. And I would put the Red Sox in that in that too, as far in that basket of teams that really don't want to pay Pete Alonso 6 years, $25 million a year, $150 million, whatever. So yeah. So if you we're gonna wrap this up here in a minute, but if you think about everything that's going on here and the proposed salary cap, and I will tell you, I think it's coming. I would get ready for it. The player's contract is up in, I think, December 12th of 2026. So we've got about 2 years left on this contract. And once this contract is up, I would not be the least bit surprised if the owners lock the players out until they get a salary cap in there. And look, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Mr. and Mrs. Sports Card Enthusiast, it's in everybody's best interest. If you're a fan of the game and you're in a small market, it's a big deal for you. If you're a fan of baseball and you want to see competitive teams all around you in your division, not just one team running away with it, that's good for baseball. That's good for you too. That's good for the fans. And the owners win because if they share TV revenues, then these other teams that become competitive draw more TV revenue, and it lifts them up. Yeah. And it's like the old cliche, right? It's a rising tide lifts all ships, right? And then for the players, especially the veteran players, and some of these guys that are journeymen, right? I mean, let's say the guys that were really good but are falling off a little bit, and then the guys that are just utility guys. It's good for them too, because now more teams will have money to sign them, and they can, let's say, even out their rosters, and they can have a number of good players in there to really help with their farm systems and the teams that come up through their farm systems, and make each year a possible year that team could go to the World Series. Yeah. Any closing thoughts?
No, I think you covered it pretty well. I like the idea of when you're watching a game, you know there's more parity. There's more of a chance. I mean, there's always that chance, right? There's always that lightning strikes chance.
Yep.
But I would like to see, it's more interesting to see when you never know who's going to win. You never know who's going to be at the top of that division or whatever. And, you know, all those fans out there, those hard luck fans that are buying the jerseys for their team and their players. And, you know, your Mike Trout is a anomaly because he wants to stay with that team forever. He's not in it for the money solely.
Jose Ramirez.
Hosey.
Jose Ramirez from the Indians. He's another guy. You know, and look.
Those people deserve huge kudos for playing it for the actual natural and innate wonder and love of the sport, and not about the almighty dollar. And, you know, I go back to some of the former Red Sox players, I won't name them out, but, you know, where they had to go to a different team because their wife wanted to make more money, you know, or whatever, and that kind of put the name right out there, didn't it? But, you know, it shouldn't be about chasing the dollar. You're playing a sport, you know, if a sport that you love.
Yep.
Isn't that payment enough?
Well,
like, you know, I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to get on my soapbox because it'll get going down the.
Well, all I would say is
I want the parity.
Right. All I would say is that wouldn't it be nice if guys like Jose Ramirez and Mike Trout, you know, have a franchise like, you know, the ones that they're playing for, the ability to go out and really bring some talent and to
Yep.
you know, and look, I'm not saying that the Angels aren't trying to pull in talent. They are. They got Soler, they got Hendricks, they got a couple other guys. But with the salaries being what they are, the salary cap and luxury tax being what they are, and owners maybe pocketing some money, and I'm not saying the Angels are doing it, but if any teams like, you know, let's say examples would be Oakland are doing it, and they've been spending more lately, it would be a good idea, or it would be nice to see those teams, you know, the Clevelands, you know, have a good run, because look, that's a proud franchise, and they've won World Series, and back in the 50s, I mean, they were in the 80s, they were good teams, and they were good for a while. They weren't just good for like 1 year, 2 years. You know, you look at Oakland from the 70s, they were great.
Cincinnati.
Reggie Jackson and Raleigh Fingers and Joe Rudy and Bert Campaneris and Sal Bando. I mean, they were good teams. Vida Blue, Blue Moon Odom. I can go on and on and on with that team. And then the Reds, like you said, with Bench and Morgan and Tony Perez and Ed Armbruster and Don Gullett and Dave Concepcion and so on. The reason why those teams could stay, now part of it, like, let's see, I'm going to say that free agency started in 75 or 76. I can't remember which year. It's like, I think it's 75 or at the end of 75. But up until that time, you know, teams, unless they got traded or got released, you know, were there.
Players played for that team,
but
that organization.
But if you've got a team like that, if you can build a team like that, you can keep that team together for a long time if you have a salary cap. You might not be able to keep every player, but you'll be able to keep the majority of those players because they'll want to stay there. They know they're going to get paid and so on. And so that's important.
Yeah.
But,
how many jerseys do we have that we buy him? Oh, that's a good player. Get a jersey with the guy's name on the back, and then they get traded.
Right.
And yeah, it's crazy.
Yep.
Anyway,
we're gonna wrap it up. Thanks for listening on it. And by the way, if you have any thoughts, any comments,
too.
any you know, feelings, positive or negative, what you'd like to see, would you be in favor of a cap? Do you like the idea of a cap? I think if you're a fan out there, you have to be, right? You have to be in favor of something like that, because if you don't, I mean, you're just allowing one or two or three teams to really rule the roost, and what fun is that in the end, right? I mean, really, does everybody want to have to, you know, go through that every single year? I don't. And I'm a Red Sox fan.
Right.
And we've won like 4 times in the 2000s.
Yeah.
But even saying that, you know, I don't want us to win. You know, I mean, yeah, would I like us to win all the time? Sure, but I know it's unrealistic because in a league that's even, has parity, that has competition, you're not going to win every year.
And that's part of the draw.
Injuries. Look, injuries happen. There's a lot of things that happen, and you know,
Part of the draw.
teams get old. You know, so there's all kinds of things that can happen.
All right, you know what can happen now? We can pull out a really big one.
Right. So here we go. We got 3 more to go here. This is the third part of our, as we segue out back into 2021 here. Here we go. All right. So we got 3 hangers. First one. Here we go right here. We got, let's see, Walsh. Yeah, first card again. And Stroman, Shields, Kiner, Falafa, Reyes. I haven't seen any of these yet. Springer, Dylan Betances, Corey Dickerson. Here's Chisholm. I'll spin this a little this way so you can hear me better. Lopez, Fleming, and Gamble. Keep rolling on here. We got Medina, Neal, Jemai Jones, Stockus, and Andrew Miller. Getting close.
Look at the hair on that guy.
Yeah, Hader.
Is that Hader?
Yeah,
Holy
Josh Hader.
cow.
Wow, look at that. That's a head of hair right there.
Yeah, it is.
Yikes. Okay. All right.
That's funny.
Let's put that over there. Let's put this here. Let's get that like so. And we got Kutch, James McCann, Walker Buehler, and
Can't wait to see him.
San Diego
on our team.
Padres. I know. Florial, Montero, Eddie Rosario. Picture time again. We've seen that. And we got another short print, I think. Yep. Sam Huff. Sam Huff and the Buff. We seem to be getting a lot of Sam Huffs. We'll put that over there. Shane McClanahan, though. That's a good one. Yeah, that's a nice rookie of him. Nice rainbow foil, huh? Look at that. Good. Take that. All right. Now we got significant stats, and that's Devin Williams, now a member of the Yankees. And Ryan Sandberg. He just diagnosed, they just diagnosed Sandberg with cancer. I think it was, I don't remember which kind it was. But yeah, he was diagnosed just recently. It's too bad. He's such a good player. Sandberg. And then we got Tatis, Dylan Carlson in the 65, DeGrom, Cody Bellinger. And we'll rip through the back end of this here. Weems, Jeffers. And see if we got anything of any Marchand. Foster, Brubaker, Zach McKinstry. Spin them around one more time. And we got Antone, Darvish, Solano, Hamels, Reynolds, Calhoun, Zippity Doo Dah Day, Grossman, Seager, Sanchez, Inciarte, and we got Kevin Kramer and Buttry, Tommy La Stella, Willie Castro. One more time, Syndergaard, Sissick, and Martinez, Sandy Alcantara, Brian Hayes, rookie, and Framba Valdez. All right, so not a whole lot out of there, but we haven't got any relics yet. We haven't got any autos, so I'm hoping to maybe score at least something good. Yeah, get a little more.
Now.
Come on now.
Boy, when we first started doing this, we were like defying the odds left and right. But could have been because we were doing the hobby box.
Well, yeah, we've got hobby boxes. We got jumbo boxes. I mean, we got all kinds of stuff we'll be opening. So we got lots of stuff to open, folks. Let me tell you. If you can imagine a lot,
Trust me.
if you can imagine a lot, it's
Double
a lot.
it.
It's a lot.
If you can imagine a lot, double it.
All right, here we go. Number 6 coming at you. After this, one more to go, but see if we can haul out of here.
My idea of a lot of baseball cards was one thing, and then I met Jim, and it's gotten way different.
All right. See what we got here. 5 down, 2 to go. Starting us off is Stephon Creighton and Nola, Hedges, and Dietrich, Altuve. That's the first one we've seen of Jose.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't see one before, right? Suzuki, Keller, Rosarina.
It's a nice one.
Yeah, it's not his rookie. It's future stars. And Brantley. Let's see here. Zipping along. Ahmed, Shoddy, Strasburg, Mayhew, Mills, Lowe, Ryan McMahon. That's a good one.
Good smile.
Yeah. Looks like we got a rainbow coming up. And Tanner Rourke. Let's see what we got here with these landscapes. There's who is that on the
Let me
back?
see that card.
Yeah, here you go.
Let me see
Take
that
a look
card.
at it.
It's
Take a
going
look
to
at it.
drive me crazy.
Ruiz,
Of course, I don't have my reading glasses on. So
Centella. There's Kiloff again. Mathis. Carl Edwards. And getting to the good stuff here. We got another upside down card. Oh, Johnny Bench. That's a nice one right
Wow.
there. That's a nice short print of Bench.
Wow, that is a
Yeah,
nice one.
that's a nice one to bench. That was probably taken I'd say about 75 maybe, 76.
I was going to say
Yep.
76, but
Look at the hair on this guy. Look at this guy right here. Look at the afro on this guy. Can you see that?
oh yeah, it's all natural.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, trying to get it in the light so you can see a little
Yeah.
bit. That guy's got the afro sheen going in there.
Yep.
Okay.
That's awesome. That's a great card. That's to me, that's the best one so far.
Speaking of a Rosarina, there he is again.
There he is.
Yeah, rainbow foil. Sleeve that up in a little while. 0 to 60, Marcel Osuna and Debbie Garcia. Here we go with the 65s coming at you. Chisholm, rookie, boom, rookie, boom, boom. Look at that, 2 rookies.
Wow.
Take them. Clayton Kershaw and Miguel Cabrera. And we got a couple blues. We got Danny Jansen. And we got Ryan Weathers, San Diego. And there's our boy, Brett Rooker. That's a third one of Rooker. Man, we're hauling those in. Tell you right now, at least get something. Go out, buy an autograph. Go out, buy a relic, something of him, because you're gonna thank yourself. Mambleos, Capizano. So yeah, he's really one of the big ones, along with Bohm and Chaz Chisholm. Look at this. There we go. Cincinnati Reds. Yeah, respect. What's that say? Respect Cincinnati. Okay. Well, we will. Ozzy Albies. Kansas City Royals. Mets. Let's see here. Mets. Championship fireworks. Seems like the pandemic was a million years ago, wasn't it?
Mm.
And then we got, let's see, Starling, Jansen, Cronenworth, rookie. Throw that over there. Rios, Clark Schmidt, Dominic Smith, Woodford, and Bieber. Spin them around one more time. And let's see here. Murphy, Shogo Akiyama, Zanuno, and Romine, and Adam Eaton, Lopez, Mojan, Sano, Cameron. All right, so there's number 6 in the books. Throw that over there. And finally, the last of the Mohicans. See what may become of us here. See what interesting finds we may uncover in this last 67 card box. Folks, we'd like to thank you for stopping by and taking a look at the video with us here, spending a little time. We appreciate it.
I know we can get a little long-winded in our what's on the docket, but that's what happens when you're passionate about
Well,
a sport, a topic, and
we don't want to just come on here and be like everybody else, just open cards and say, oh, look at this guy, oh, look at that guy, oh, great, wow, great, wonderful, and that's all fine and well.
we
But-
love the sport.
But don't you want to have content that will make you think, will engage viewers and so on? I mean, we want to mix it up all the time. We would like to talk about players once in a while. We like to talk about the sport once in a while. We like to talk about the hobby. We like to talk about the rules. We cover all of those, and we're going to continue to do that. So hang in there with us, and hopefully you'll keep coming back. We appreciate it, and certainly, we'd love to have you subscribe and help us all to get our word out to more people. So here we go, last pack, or last hanger box. Romine, Eaton, Lopez, Mojan. Let's zip through these a little faster here. We'll look for the rookies on our way. Wallach. And let's see. Schwarber. Rise. Fletcher. Nola again. Rolling along. Dietrich. Devin Williams. Montgomery. Ramirez. Sin Su Chu. Okay, we got a goal coming up. Let's see what we got here. Oh, maybe we got a relic too. I don't know. What is that? Is that yeah? No, it's a no. It's not a game. It's not a no. It's not a relic. It's home run derby. It's home run derby. What do we got here? Oh, we got a numbered card though. Another numbered card. Josh Donaldson, home run derby. And we got a $2.99. It's an orange. Oh,
wow.
Nice. It's it's not a great player, but it's an orange. Look at that. Let's take a look at that, huh? Nice Alec Mills. As one guy likes to call him, an icy orange. And we got a goal right behind it. Look at that. We got Jose Marmoleos. We've been talking about Jose. Mentioned him a couple times. Devin Williams again. We saw this one.
Yeah.
Significant stats. And Roberto Alomar, All-Star. And we got a rookie. There's Cabrian Hayes. Good one of him. Stanton. Betts. Deves. And finally, the last bunch here. We've got some landscapers, looks like. Let's see what we can do here. We got Severino. And LeCastro. And the Giants, Phillies, Cubs, Ryan O'Hearn. And we got, let's see, Braxton Garrett, Velasquez, Kayla, not sure, could be, either or. And we got the Cardinals, Toronto celebrating, Houston celebrating, everybody's celebrating. G-Man Choi, Matt Barnes. And we got Young, Jorge Soler, excuse me. And Johan Oviedo, Turner, JT. And back to the regulars here. Villar, McClanahan again, another rookie. Take him. Bieber. And Yandy Diaz, Castellanos, Jordan Hicks. Wainwright, Yu Darvish coming right down with Solano, Cole Hamels, and the final card is Brian Reynolds. So, there you have it. We'll just give you a quick little rundown of some of these. Run through them real quick. See the rookies here. Got the one orange. A little ding there looks like on that edge, but Cronenworth. We got Rooker and Blues, Jansen. There's Chisholm rookie. You can see a nice rainbow foil of Rosarina, Future Stars. Johnny Bench, short print, nice one there. And we got Hayes, another McClanahan, that's a good one of him. Nice rainbow foil. He'll be coming back this year. Chaz Chisholm. And Clark Schmidt. Kluber. And yeah, well, don't have to worry about Rizzo. That's just a little insert. Myers. And we got McClanahan again. Houck. Brent Rooker. Contreras. another rainbow foil of Braxton Garrett, and short print of Walker Buehler, Brian Hayes, Tanner Houck again, Frankie Robinson.
That's a good one too.
Yep.
That one on the bench.
Yeah, two-time MVP. Yeah, Kendall Graveman, good in the gold. Garrett Crochet, Chaz Chisholm, Paxton Weems, and then the final bunch here. I'll give you these. Sanchez. Oh, these are I don't know how those got in there, but yeah, we got Ian Anderson. The rest of these look like I'm just pushed those. But there you have it. That's the majority of the hits. And like I said, we'll if you want to get in on the giveaways, certainly leave us a comment, and just put the word drawing in that comment, and we will, once we get 10 people, we'll draw them out. Okay, so with that, we are going to close this out, and until next time, we'll see you then.